Alright, hello everyone to a new video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do. Uh, most people probably know me as like the Bilibili player, right? I do Bilibili, I do basically only Bilibili. I've done like a couple videos on like Dofi and stuff, but mainly I am a Bilibili guy. Aggro is like the thing in this card game. It's very fun, very exciting, like casino deck. Today we're bringing something a little bit more different in general. We're bringing you a carrot deck list. Carrot is one of the lists that's appealed to me in set 8, and after testing it, we have done great things. I've cooked, and I've tried the matchups. I've climbed fairly far on the ranked ladder with just carrot in just a couple of days. So I'm very excited to show you my deck list. Unfortunately, I am literally sick right now. So if I do seem a little bit low energy or my voice seems a bit nasally or just off, that is why. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the deck list. So this is what we're working with. We have the Carrot Leader. If you don't know what Carrot does, basically activate main once per turn. If you control a Mink, you can rest a 5 cost or less. Which is super sick, right? Mainly, like almost all things in the meta, like are 5 or lower. There's like so many cards that you hit. Um, with red purple law gone, this would have fucking demolished that deck, I think. But with them gone, it's not really relevant. But the main deck that's being played right now in the meta is black yellow Luffy, and guess what? 99% of those cards are under 5 cost. Some people play like a Kusan or two, and then of course Moria, but Moria doesn't really come up ever because you'll find out in the games. Don't worry about it. Uh, Basically, this deck is entirely built to be the anti Black Yellow Luffy deck. It works so fucking well. It's actually insane. But let's move on to the rest of the deck. So starting off with the 2Ks here, we have Beppo. He's just a searchable 2K. We have Carrot, which is a searchable 2K, but is also playable off of Rocinante here if you don't have any better options. And then Milky here is our third 2K. We're playing a solid 10 2Ks. So we have Milky here, which is a 2 cost, activate main, rest her to restand a Dawn. And this actually comes up very nicely very often because with our leader ability, we need to have a Mink on the field. And so playing down Milky is actually like that happens very often. And you can actually use her effect as well very often since you're locking down the opponent's board. They can't really swing into it. And you also have this stage which restands. We'll get into that sooner. But basically, she offers a bunch of value as like an actual card and not just a 2K. Moving on, we have some core cards here. We have Doflamingo, of course. This is just works perfectly with what this deck is trying to do. We're trying to stun everything, and so having the Doflamingo makes a lot of sense. We're playing it at 4 because we're not playing the Searcher, so we're just trying to max out, trying to get them every game, at least one if possible. And then we have Rocinante, which is not seen that much play, but has been seen in a couple of Bonnie deck lists. It's an 8 cost 8k. On opponent's turn, if this character is rested, your active characters with a cost of 5 cannot be KO'd by effects. Original cost of 5, so if they lower it, doesn't matter. Cost 5 characters cannot die by effects. And then the on play is that you can rest him to play out a 5 cost. So basically you're getting like a free 5 cost out, and it's just like a good way of spamming the board, and it works great against stuff like Lucci and just general KO removal. We have Bonnie over here. Bonnie is just a stunner. This works great against Pudding, against Luffy, and like decks that need to have 10 Dawn for to be able to do their plays. Since she can risk stun a character as well as a Dawn card. So if there's nothing on the board to stun, you can stun a Dawn and you set them back actually quite hard in some matchups. Like you can prevent a Moria from coming out if your opponent's going to reach 8 Dawn. And like I said, if your opponent needs to drop something like a 10 Mom or something, or with Black Yellow Luffy who needs 10 Dawn for their play to do Moria and the leader ability, this really hurts them. Then we have Shirahoshi, Inurashi. This is just a great Mink card. It's a 5 cost, so it's able to get played off of Rocinante. And the effect is if your leader has the Minx type, which ours do, we can stun 2 of my opponent's rested 5 cost or lower characters. So this is great against, for example, BY-Luffy or like Doflamingo and stuff, where they're getting out a bunch of characters and then you just rest them and then just stun multiple characters. So it's kind of like a mini Doflamingo in those matchups where they're playing mainly like 5 cost or less bodies. Then we have Carrot. You also know what Carrot does by now. It is an on-play, and when attacking, you stun a 7 or less. So hits a lot of things in the meta. But yeah, generally there's not really that many like 6 or 7 costs that we hit because we can't really rest them anyways. So generally we just use this for like 5 and 4 costs, since that's what we can rest with our leader ability. But it does come in handy that it is 7 every now and then. Moving on, we have Pedro. Pedro is our only blocker. So this is just a great card. It's a 4 cost, 5k, 1k counter blocker. And then on KO, you can choose one of the 2 options, right? You can either rest one of your opponent's Don cards, or you can KO a rested 6 cost or less. KOing a 6 cost or less on a block is obviously great, because like if they swing into you with, let's say like an ace or something, you can just block and trade, right? You get the block off and then you can trade it. So like things are really sick. It's just value, right? We have a Lucky Roo coming in set 9 as well that basically does the same thing but slightly better, which is seeing a bunch of play and is a great card. And also this secondary effect, right? If there isn't any cards to KO, you can always rest one of their Dawn, which actually does become relevant at some points, because I was playing against this red-purple Luffy the other day, and they had a huge board, right? And they were gonna swing a bunch with all their stuff, and then go into Gear 5 Luffy to finish me off. But when they swung with their board, I just blocked, rest one of their Dawn, and now they can't even go Gear 5 Luffy anymore. So really funky card that comes up actually quite a lot, and it also works great as a turn 2 play, since it is our only 4 Dawn card. And then we have Wanda, which is our Minx Searcher. This card is just great, right? Because we need to have a Mink out, so having low cost Minx and obviously a Search as well is great. So we want to see this on our turn 1, hopefully like 9 out of 10 times. Then we have Don Quixote Pirates. We do run a couple of bricks. We do run these counterless rights. Usually we want to play them, but we do run this stage card as well, which can brick us up if we do see more than one. Then we have Garchu here, which is a 1 cost Mink event. You may rest one of your Minx characters, rest up to one of your opponent's characters. So this, basically, the reason we play this is because there's a combo you can do when you're at 10 Dawn. You want to play Doflamingo, right? But what if they've just played a huge character? Maybe they just played a Yamato or a Moria or something huge, right? So what you do is you just play Garchu for 1, rest one of your shitty Minx, you rest the big character they just played, and then you can restand your Dawn with either Milky or the stage card. We'll get into the stage card eventually, sorry. To restand 1 Dawn and then play Doflamingo anyways. So you can do other things than just play Doflamingo on 10, even though it's a 10 Dawn card. So this card works really great with that combo, and just in general when you're pushing for stuff like lethal, and they think they're just like, oh, I'm gonna drop double blockers because I know you're gonna rest one of them, but then I can also rest the other one as well. So very good for pushing lethal. And then finally we're getting into the stage card, which is a 3 cost. Unfortunately, it's not Minx tag, so it's not searchable. It is an animal tagged only. So that is unfortunate, but the card is sick nonetheless. 3 costs, activate main. I can rest the stage to restand one of our Dawn, which is obviously great. And so you just get value from it, like as time passes by. But then the main thing is that end of your turn, you can restand one of your Minx type characters. So you can, like I said, you can use this get that effect off and still restand it. You can swing freely, like with carrots and stuff, and still restand it so it's not threatened. You can swing with your Pedros and still have a blocker on your turn, like still restand him, so he can get that purpose on the clapback as well. So this is just a great multi-purpose stage, and you want to see it every game because it changes so much in the way you play this deck. Actually, sick card. And then the one card I haven't talked about yet is Shishilian over here. This is the set 2, I think. Set 2 Shishilian, yeah. So this is a restander for Minx. It costs 4, so it's a 2-cost character, and then on play, press 2 Dawn to resend one of your 5-cost or less Minx, which is all the Minx. So this is good because you can it's kind of as like a pseudo carrot, right? Because you can resend your carrots and then get your effect again. So you can stun 2 things in 1 turn with carrot, and then it's great for just pushing lethal in general. And if you don't have a Mink out, let's say they've like board wiped my Wandas, my Milkies, then I can still drop this for 2 to like to get my leader ability off. Like it's still a Mink that you can just play for 2, and it's a 3k body, so it's just an overstated card, honestly. And at the end of the day, he's also a 1k. So great card. Thinking of I've cut this down to 3. I used to run 4. It's a too much. 3 is probably where you want it. Maybe even at 2. But it's a funky card. It's a great card. It's super situational, but when it pops off, it pops off really nicely. So that's the deck list. So let's try to jump into some games. All right, so we're into the games. I'm gonna go second. Today, by the way, I'm basically only gonna go up against BY-Luffy because I want to demonstrate to you how unwinnable this matchup is for Luffy. This is not a great hand. I don't know why I kept it, but it's fine. I think I saw the Milky and was just like, it'll be fine. So basically, this matchup is I've played, I think, like probably 15 or so matches, and I just can't seem to lose. I literally have not lost a single game against this deck. So that's insane, obviously. But yeah, it does struggle a little bit into stuff like Lucci and just like heavy removal. But it goes so well into Luffy that it's like, if this is the most played card in the meta, that's great, right? It's so much value for us. Here we actually don't have a stunner, which is surprising. We usually always have like a carrot, a Bonnie, or at least an Inuarashi, some kind of way to stun things. So this is actually a really bad turn here. I think we're just gonna go 5. He lets that go. Okay, so I misplayed. I should have probably swung leader first, but it's fine. We are not going to take him down one more. We're going to play another Pedro, and then we're gonna pass. As that was a huge misplay on my end, but it is fine. I really thought he was gonna protect that. Really surprised as to why he didn't. Doesn't really matter though. He's sitting here with absolutely nothing on board, still 3 life, while we're establishing a huge board. And then next turn I can go into Rocinante and hopefully a better card than Carrot. This is super suboptimal. We could also protect this if we want to. He's got 5 done up, so we're probably gonna see a Sabo come down this turn. Which means I don't really need this. Maybe I just let it go. We can actually rest up to one of their Dawn, and now there's not a Sabo coming down. Isn't that great? So now he's basically forced to play either a Kusan or something else. Oh, Shigan. That was very nice. I didn't see that coming, but once again, he has no bodies out. And now we can start bringing things out. Wondering if I'm swinging at him this turn. I don't think I am. I think I'm waiting another turn to swing. Yeah, so definitely should have protected that first Pedro. Or you should have thrown these away. I would have been fine. And then I could have had some protection for this Rocinante here. But as you can see here, he doesn't swing into it. What are with these cards, dude? I have so many cards that aren't these. Very confusing stuff. And this is also very interesting. He's not gonna hit anything off of this. Nope. Now we know what his top life is. We're gonna start by resting this Kusan. And now we can, okay, so we can play either another Rocinante or we can actually Garchu and go for this Moria. So we're gonna try to get some counter out of his hand here. I'm not gonna do the same mistake again, swinging with the board when I don't have to. Yeah, he lets it go. I wonder. We can actually go like this, and then we can go really hard into this. Force him to drop a bunch of cards. And we can still drop the Pedro here. Because he probably does want to protect this. Yeah, so he drops 3 cards out of hands. 5k counter. So that's great for us, because that's what we want, right? We want him to... Oh, he dropped... Oh, he was lacking on 2Ks. He dropped 4 cards. I've drawn insanely poorly this game, though. Like, this is actually insane. I don't think I've ever drawn this badly with this deck. So maybe not a great first game to show off, but hopefully you do still see that this matchup is basically unwinnable from them. We're gonna see here. He did protect that, so he could still go some kind of way here. We're gonna see a Kusan come down. That's really bad, because there goes our Pedro. Yep, and we get once again no effect. Nothing to KO, nothing to rest. But he will not be getting this this turn anyways, because now he goes there. That's fine. And we do still have another Garchu, so we could once again we could actually deal with this. We're going to counter that one. I wonder if we Garchu here. I really want this gone because I am terrified of it. I know he can just remove this instantly if I don't. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to rest our carrots. It's a shame we don't have a better target. And then we can go 4. So we can go 12 into him, forcing him to drop another 2 cards. While still getting to play the... Yeah, okay, so he actually lets it go. That's great. We do still swing face here, I think. Because down to 2 is still fine. And we stun the Moria. So now he's going to struggle to go into this. And if he does go into this, he's going to have a lot less done. And we technically still have 3k counter. So he'd have to go 11k into it, which means he won't be playing any other cards, basically. Hopefully he goes face. Oh, he's going to go carrot, actually, obviously. Let's see what he does. Are we going to see another Kusan come down? I don't know. I would love to see a Doflamingo next turn, or even just anything that stuns. Any carrots, any more bunnies. Sicilian would be good too, because he's probably going to get some characters out here this turn. Any stun whatsoever would be great. I'm thinking if he has another Kusan, actually. Seems almost like it, because he's not playing anything, right? And he was considering swinging 5, just like that. There is a chance here that we do see him go down to 0 here, dropping like double life takers, and he goes down to 0 and then starts doing things. But I think that's a very risky play. I think we have to let go of the carrot here. It's not that deep. We do see another Moria come in, bringing back the Kusan again. Not really a problem. And once again, he's probably going to bring back one of the... Oh, he brings back the Flampe. Okay. That's fine. Does he not understand that I have a huge threat on him now? That's a really bad card to draw. I'm actually just going to push for lethal here then. We'll start... Oh, actually, I can't rest his Kusan even. Well, we could just go ahead and start with a 9 here. Because he actually doesn't have a very threatening board anyways. Like, he'll have to hit all of these 4 attacks on me. So I can just play this with nothing to take out. He has 9 cards in hand. That's really much. We can go 9, 10, 11. Oh, 9, 10, 10. We'll start with 9. See what he thinks of that. I think he has to counter this one. Otherwise, I just go 15. Yeah, so here's the counter. We also do know that he has a Kusan in hand from the life here, so we know he has 1 brick. Is it 10, 10 here or 9? I think it's 9, 9, 11. Whoa, yo, that was accidental, okay. And let's see, do we have it? We do. Okay, so that's great. So obviously that game was not a good showing of what this deck is supposed to do, but you still saw how we were able to push through anyways. Like, I still have 3 life left. I'm chilling so much. He actually wants a rematch, so we'll go straight into a rematch here. And hopefully we'll draw even better. So this, again, this is a really odd hand. Like, we have Milky, so we have a turn 1 play. We have Carrot, so we have something better. And we have Doflamingo and Rocinante for our late game. But I'm greedy. This is worse. This is really bad. It's fine. We have Sicilian to play if we need to rest something. And then we have Bonnie that stuns. So we do have a couple options. We are on the odd curve this game, which I will show you. It's actually not that bad. You can go here, here, and here. So usually what you want to do is, right, you don't want to swing into the Luffy. You want to make sure you always go for board. And here we have another stunner. That's great. Yeah, so this is lovely. So this is the stage. I would have loved to see this last turn. Now I'm not going to get to play it this turn because I need to stun this guy. But I can try to do this, and if he lets it go, then I don't have to stun him, meaning I can go harder with everything else. He does protect it. That's perfect. That's just what we want. Then we just go Bonnie here. Next turn is probably staged into Inarashi. We're probably going to see a Sabo come down here, or just any 3 brothers 5 cost here. Which means we can rest that and then just stun both of these while getting cards out of his hand because we're going to swing into them. Okay, we see a Shigan come down. Once again, this card is actually a great card for him in this matchup, but it's a little bit too slow for him, I think, because while we're ramping up into Doflamingos and Rocinantes, he's ramping up into nothing because he only wants to play the Moria when he's on 0 life, right? So he's ramping up into nothing unless he can get rid of his life fast enough. So here's something. So now he's going to stack his life, and I would assume he puts a 5 cost guy there, right? That he can bring out in a couple turns. But it could also be the Rocket Luffy or Shigan, you know, some trigger. We're going to start by resting the Hiyori. We're going to assume he didn't put an on-play trigger here. I'm thinking if I want to swing into his life this turn, because I can. So I am going to do just that. First, I'm going to actually swing into this Hiyori, because I might as well, because end of my turn, I'm going to restand this Sicilian. I am going to swing into his life here, I think. I'm thinking I want him to take that life, or because either this is something good and he's going to protect it, which means I might as well swing into his life, or this is something triggerish, in which case we want it out now. So we're going to tap 5, gonna do that, and then we're going to pass turn and restand our Sicilian. All right, we see another Shigan come down there to deal with our Sicilian. That's very unfortunate, but we are at 9 Dawn next turn. Actually, not going to see the Doflamingo for another turn. This is the main problem with going first. Is like our early game curve is really going first base, right? You can do Searcher on 1, Stage on 2, and then go into Carrots, Bonnies, and Inarashis on 5. But in the later game, you don't really have any options. I think we are going to use this trigger to draw 1. Perfect. And he actually pops. Oh, he doesn't. So he actually made a huge misplay just now. He popped the Luffy. but he doesn't have 2 or less life, which means he doesn't get the effect. So my Sicilian stays on board while he also doesn't get to draw a card. I think we can actually go face here. We're gonna go Sicilian, stun this, and then we're gonna go hard face. Ooh, we can actually play another Sicilian. We can play the Pedro. Let's do this actually. This is a funky play. Go 6 into here. I figured he'd let that go, and then we'll just go Pedro. And as you can see, he's got like no cards. Like he's running really low on resources. He's not able to establish a board whatsoever. Here he finally gets to get rid of his life a little bit. We could technically see him go down to 0 here and up. But I doubt it. No. He searches. He has a Sabo, 1 Rocket Luffy, 1 regular Luffy. Okay, he has a bunch of stuff in the trash. Okay. This is an 8k now, which is generally a problem because this is one of the cards where it's like if you stun it, he still gets the effect that he wants. I'm actually just gonna take this because it really doesn't matter. Another draw 1 trigger, we'll use that. We see Kusan come down here, which is not good. This is where Garchu comes in clutch because now we can rest 2 characters in one and we can Sicilian both of them. Ooh, actually, we can do the Doffy thing here. So look at this. So we'll rest our Sicilian, yeah, to rest this. We can restand our Dawn, and then we can play Doflamingo to stun all of these. So this sequencing is probably poorly done because he's just gonna let his Kusan go now because it's frozen anyways. Well, let's see. Maybe he protects it. He's thinking about it. All right. If he does protect it, I'm just gonna keep swinging into it, and if he doesn't, I'll just pass and restand my. Yeah, so I'll just pass here. We're gonna keep him at 2, because that makes it so he can't go Moria and leader ability because he has to use at least 1 Dawn to get rid of this life here. Yep, there it is. So he can start doing things now, but he can't do Moria, which is like the main thing. And if he goes up in life or in power on his leader, yes, sure, you're establishing a 9k leader, but like I'm gonna swing 20k with my Doflamingo, and I'm going to rest whatever Sabo you play. So the only way you're getting out of this situation right now is if you're playing 2 Sabos, which frankly he can, but I don't know if he knows that he needs that. They usually don't think about that I can just rest something, which obviously that's low rank play. In other games, yeah, like this, you're gonna see them understand that. Now it's a little bit sad that I triggered 2 of my Garchus because I could have used 1 here to rest the Sabo and just go for a 20k lethal swing. Unfortunately for him, it should not matter. I can go. Actually, I'm not even gonna go for his life next turn. I'm pretty sure I can just go like 11 or whatever, but I don't have to. And one of the tips that I heard from a skilled player, I don't actually remember who said it, was a YouTuber of some kind, and they said if you can, like if you don't have lethal and you can just play out the game, just play out the game. Like don't go for anything. This is a pathetic attempt here, my guy. That's not gonna do you anything. So I can rest the Sabo here. And like, yes, I can actually, I'm pretty sure I have lethal here, right? It's just 9. So he's at 9 math. So I need to swing. Why is my math so bad? Like I said, I'm a little bit sick, guys, so please do bear with me. 9, I need to swing 14 for lethal. So 14. That's not getting up to 14, but I don't have to do that. We'll start by doing something like this. And then we'll do something like this. We'll do something like this. Isn't this fun? How because he has to let them go, because the second he protects them, I just push lethal. And then to get rid of the Sabo, we're gonna play a. We're gonna swing hard into face here. Actually, we're gonna do this first. Stun one of his Don so he doesn't get to do the Moria play. We swing hard in here, and he loses the Sabo because he's not countering out of this. This game is over. This game has been over. We'll restand the Pedro just so he doesn't like go hard into my Dofi. Not that it matters, but maybe if he did, maybe the right play here is literally to attach all, go into Dofi, and then just put 2 cards here. That way he can at least maybe live another turn. He probably could have lived another turn if he does do that. But, I mean, that's not going to help him long run. I don't know what he's thinking of here. He's scared. Okay. Attach 2. Makes sense. I think for sure you wanna add 2 here. But the question is he gonna play them? Like, he has to go double Sabo again. He doesn't go double Sabo, so that's game over. And I was thinking, like, maybe you don't even bring them out. Like, maybe you just put 2 things in life and just keep them there. I don't think he lives another turn either way, but bringing that Luffy out surely doesn't bring him any value. The only thing he can get is Pedro, which I'm gonna rest one of his Don. Now he can't even play a Sabo flat. I don't think he has any more flat Sabos. 1, 2. Oh, maybe he did. Well, we're gonna see the blocker Sabo come down here, but that means nothing to me. I am going to just rest this and swing 20k face. Not that I have to, but I can. He's gonna go. Oh, he's gonna go 12 into Dofi. He's pretty big now. Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter. Kind of crazy to think that I could still just like stall him out for another 5 turns or so. There we go, and that's GG. All right, so we'll see if we can find another opponent after this and get some more games in. All right, we're going into another black yellow Luffy here. We'll see what he does here. He chooses to go second. That is not optimal, but it is fine. I will mulligan this hand. Much better. We don't have any stunners or anything, but at least we have a turn 1 play, and we can go into probably Milky here. Would love to pick up this stage, but I cannot. I would love to see a carrot here, but I didn't, so I guess I'll grab. Yeah, I'll grab Milky. At least that's a play for next turn. This is a very playable 2K. Since you want to make sure that you fill your board up with minks, because it's like one removal thing, and I'm cooked here. Because I need to make sure I rest his characters every turn. Which is why this curve here is really good. We have a bunch of low costs that we can just bring out and then swing into. Here we are going to do just that. This and this, get rid of this Garp. The reason we do that there is like swing into the Garp just like that is actually just because we don't want to swing into his life, right? He can take his own life. Like, that's not my problem. But if he, like, I wouldn't normally, like, Garp is not a threat, right? But since I don't want to swing in here anyways, I might as well swing into the Garp. He's gonna go 8 to my face. We're gonna take it. There's the carrot. Perfect. That's gonna be great for next turn. We're gonna once again do this. I'm gonna play carrot with no targets and pass. So usually on 4, like usually they drop like Kusan or something, which is great because then you can rest it and you can go 5 at Kusan. They're gonna defend it, so that's a card out of hand, and then you like drop the carrot and stun it, and they've just wasted a bunch of cards defending a stun card. Let's see. So next turn we actually don't have a good play, but we do have a Sicilian. We can restand carrots. Not that that's gonna change anything. There Maybe we just attach and go hard into this Sabo next turn. We can go like 4 here. It's a shame, because next turn we're going to be at 7, right? Which is really bad. He's going to go 6 into my life. I'm going to take it just because a lack of better play next turn. You see, so now we have the Bonnie for next turn, right? We have Shishilian as well. Sorry, Inarashi. Mix them up all the time. So we're going to go 6 into here, stun him. So now he's like, oh, do I want to save this stunned character? He does. We're going to go 6 into him again. See if he does protect that still. Like, I want him to protect it, right? Because this does nothing for him. This literally does nothing. Next turn, I'll just rest whatever he plays, and I'll stun both of them. And he did protect it, so that's really good. We'll play Bonnie here, I think. We could actually play Shishilian, since Bonnie is actually better in the later game. But that's only if he gets to 0. I think we Bonnie here, and just prevent a flat Moria play. He's always swung 6 though into this instead of 7, because I could have swung 7, but I really do want him to protect it. And if I swing 7, it's less likely that he's gonna protect it. Yes, you could argue that, like, oh, I want to get a 2k out of hand rather than a 1k. Of course, yes, but the risk of him just letting it go, it's like, if he lets that go, that's so bad for me that I'd rather not. I guess it wouldn't have been the end of the world since it was my last swing anyway. But like, he can keep that. He can keep that on board. That does nothing for me. He's still at 4 life. He's at 7 Dawn. Next turn, I'll Rocinante to Inarashi. Like, no matter what he plays here, he's gonna get rest. Yeah, that's getting rested. And now he's gonna start going down in life, which is great for me, because once he goes a little bit too far down, I win. Now we're gonna drop 1 Shishilian there, because we don't need 2. And here, we are going to go... We're gonna rest this. So this is a little unfortunate. I'm gonna end up getting rid of the Wanda here, because my board is actually just that full. I don't have to Inarashi here, but I guess this is still the best card to go into. So we're gonna try to be cheeky again. We're gonna go 6. Hope he defends it. Let's see. Thinking about it. Does defend it. I go 6 into it again. He defends this. Yeah, now it's a game over, dude. I'm sorry. Because you're gonna, if you defend this one more time, it's you lose. He does. Okay, so now he has no cards in hand. I'm gonna drop the Shishilian over this Wanda here. I'm gonna stun it. And then I'll pass turn. And he has no characters that can attack. Well, the Flampe, but that's not gonna do anything. He's on 10 Dawn, sure, but he can't do his thing because he has too many lives. And then next turn I can do Flamingo and it's game over. I can actually rest like whatever I want as well. I can do the Garchu into the Flamingo combo next turn, because I have this out, so even though I don't have the stage, I can still get that kind of value. I don't necessarily have to though, because he has 3 rested characters already. Oh, he pops my Milky. So I can't do Garchu next turn, but that's fine. At least now we have space to play things. See if he goes hard into something here. He drops the ace. I'm gonna definitely counter both of these attacks, by the way. I'm gonna counter this. Actually, he's gonna go face with this. He's gonna pass with that. Okay, so this is great, right? Because now we can, once again, we can go... He's gonna give up. That's fair. I had lethal this turn. I had lethal next turn. I was just playing with him. Like, this matchup is unwinnable for Black Yellow Luffy. It's actually insane. Huh. I wonder if I keep this hand. We're going second, so we have Milky on turn 1. I guess I will keep it. Do I? I think I'm mulligan. This is a greedy mulligan, but it pays off, of course. So we're seeing double Wanda here, which is great, because turn 1 we're gonna see double Surge. We actually see double Milky as well. This is a full Minx hand. I think we go into Pedro. Well, we have Pedro. I guess we can go grab Garchu, because let's try to set up for the later turns. I don't really need that in this matchup. And I wish I could grab this Garchu here, but I'll grab a third Milky. That's at this point, our hand is just so set up that it really doesn't matter. Like, we have no stunners, sure, but we're gonna draw a card here, and there's Doflamingo, and we're gonna. I'll actually draw a card here too. Perfect. Ooh, we see another. Thing is, I wanted to play Pedro this turn. I think it's fair to swing two into Garp here because I have too many Wandas now. No way he defends this, right? No, I thought so. I think I do swing into his life here, just because I truly don't think it matters. He's not gonna be able to go down fast enough either way. So we play the Pedro, which, you know, is not great. We probably should have countered this one here. Going down to 3 is a little stupid. But we're probably gonna see a Sabo come down here. He swings 5, which definitely insinuates that he will go for a... I'll actually drop a Milky here. I don't need that many 2Ks. He's gonna drop a Sabo. Okay, he drops the Luffy, and he goes to 8. I'm gonna rest that. We actually see stage here, which is a little unfortunate because I'd want to play this in Arashi here to stun. So we actually have to hold off on the stage one more turn. Oh, this is so weird, dude. All of the 2Ks, like, I've seen literally 4 out of 4 Milkies. But yeah, so now we're not gonna swing into anything, but we are going to stun this Luffy and pass. Could actually block this next attack just because we can actually get rid of the Luffy then. He's at 7 Dawn. He'll be at 9 next turn, so we'll still not really threaten from the whole Moria and leader ability thing. There's a lot of cards in hand though. Let's see if he uses this. I think it's a very ballsy move to use this, unless he's able to take this last life and use leader ability. Like, you can have as many cards as you want in your hand, but if you don't have the life, it doesn't matter. I'll go hard into you. Maybe he can do like Flampe, leader ability. Maybe he can go to 9 this turn, actually. That would be insane. We'll see. He opts for that, and he goes for that. Okay, so I KO him here. Yeah, before he even uses the ability, so he doesn't get to go down. Goes 7. That is actually fine. I truly don't need to go that high, and now perfect. We draw the perfect cards we needed. I think I just pass here. Well, I mean, not pass. I mean, play, obviously. Yeah, I'm not really scared of anything. We'll just go like this and pass. We truly don't need to do anything more. As long as we keep him on 2, he's not gonna go down. Could have maybe swung once. Just apply a little bit of pressure. See if he counters out of it and stuff. But now he has to either over invest into this, or he has to go into life, which I'll counter. And the next time he's looking like he's in a bad spot. We are gonna see the Ice Age into Rocket Luffy come down, but that is not a great use of 6 Dawn. So that's fine by me. If he drops anything here, I can actually double stun because I can do Doflamingo. But we won't see anything. This one I will counter, which is unfortunate. I don't want to counter an 8K swing, but it's fine. I can Dofi here, or I can just overexert. I think we'll tease him a little bit. See where he's at. Because he's gonna go to 10 next turn. We want to make sure he's not at 0, so he can do Moria and stuff. He does counter that one though, so we'll try another one. I think. You can actually go for a surprise lethal here, I think. Which is Shillian. That would be super spicy. Actually, that's probably how I lose this game. The right play is definitely just to to pass here and just play Doflamingo. Let's not be stupid. Let's keep him at 1 so he can't do the double things, but he can of course still take this last life. I'm sure of it. But if he does and he ends up doing things, I'm still in that same spot where I can just swing 20k with Doflamingo. So we will see. He does Flampe to take that last life. So probably he has a lot of pieces here. We are going to see a leader ability. The great thing about stunning his leader, right, is that, yeah, sure, you're going to go up to 11k with your leader, but it doesn't matter because you don't get to swing. We're going to see a Shigan come down, so I think he just loses now. Because he can only heal. He can only heal. He can only play 1 from life. Don't know what that play was about. Definitely don't agree with that. But maybe it was the only out. Not sure what his plan is here. Is he planning to counter out of the 20k swing? Maybe he just puts it at life and passes. In which case I just empty his hand. Yeah, maybe he... Oh, okay. He'll go Rocket Luffy. Will he use it? To pop a Wanda. He will use it to pop a Wanda to draw an additional card. And then he passes. Now, once again, we can actually just Doflamingo again here, which is probably the right play, but I'm pretty sure I just have lethal. So we'll just try him. We'll go 10. See what he thinks about that. He's gonna want to counter out of this for sure. And now we just stall for another turn. Yeah, sure. I could have swung into the Flampe. It doesn't matter. Okay, this game is over. We could have seen. We can actually see him go up to 9 here with a Moria thing play. We can actually see him go up to 11 here as well if he just flat plays 3 of those. Like he goes into Luffy and then goes into Luffy and Luffy. Okay, he only has Luffy's in his trash. Maybe that's why we're winning this game, because he hasn't seen a single Sabo. Yeah, no, this is not gonna save you, King. Yeah, he pops the Wanda. So yeah, I don't know what Pro's plan is here. Plan is to heal 2 and stall for another turn. Maybe that's a good play. I have Sicilian still, so I can still also just like go hard here. I think is exactly what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go 11. Magic numbers here. Watch him lose all his cards here. Sending these cards to the bottom of the deck is still really rough. I have like no count. I can't believe I haven't had the opportunity to play the stage this game. Yeah, I've had. I've chosen not to. We'll go 11 again. Yeah, I win this. I'm pretty sure because this is. Oh, this is just 10 actually. Okay, so I should have gone 10, 10, 12. I thought this guy would do more. Oh, he has no cards. Yeah. What did we see? We saw 1 2k. Yeah, he has nothing. I'm gonna rest this just in case. Just in case I change my mind after this 10k swing here. He's gonna take it and he's gonna go bottom because he doesn't have any 2k. He doesn't have any counter at all actually. And we're gonna restand our Inarashi and go 10 again and win. Whew. I mean, that was again not really close. I mean, I had full control over the entire game. I could have had lethal like 15 turns ago, I think. So play that wonderfully. All right, we're gonna go one more game. After this game, we are gonna wrap it up. We have a full Mink hand here actually, so maybe we keep this. We're going second, so we have this for first. We have this for second. I think I keep this. Don't necessarily need the stage right this second. We don't have Dofis or okay, we have Dofis. I think this is fine. We don't have Wanda either, which would have been great, but we have a Mink out, and we'll see what he does here. He puts something in life. He's gonna swing 6 at my face. We're gonna take it. See if we can find some more good cards. Another Milky. And there's the Wanda. Okay. So now I have the option. Do I play the Pedro or do I go Wanda? I could technically do both because I have the Milky. So I'm actually going to do just that. I'm going to kill that. We're going to go Pedro. We're going to go Wanda. We're going to... Milky, sorry. And then Wanda. And then we're going to grab this Inarashi, I think. Yep. And pass. So now, obviously, my Milky's in a vulnerable situation. But not really, because I have the Pedro. So I can always just block and then counter out if he just swings like 5. To keep that card. Which is great, obviously. So there are a lot of options that you do have. See? Gonna go 10. He's gonna go 10 into Milky. Okay, sure, you can have her. Fine. Damn, that's greedy of him. We'll just give him a little point here. Before we drop the this and pass. At this point, I'm chilling so hard. Like him putting 5 Dawn on his leader just tells me so much about like how scared he is right now. He doesn't dare to even drop a card because he knows he's gonna be dealt with, and he probably needs to get a Shigan like right here. He's gonna go really aggressively low. Don't agree with this. Maybe he's got a Sabo in the back here that he's thinking that he's gonna use, or maybe he has some kind of combo to bring himself up and like start doing things already. Maybe he has like a third Flompy here. If he does, then that's insane. Or maybe a Makino even. But we are just gonna see him go 9 at life instead. We're gonna take that. So once again, he's not establishing any type of board whatsoever. So right now we can actually start stabbing at him really hard. Just see where we kind of have him. I think I win. I think I just Shishilium for 10 here. I don't know if this is like Bello Betty type speed win. Like I'm on 8 Dawn. This is insane. He can't take this either because I'll go hard with this. But probably when I do this, he'll probably be like, "Oh, I'm fine." Oh, actually, rest one first so I can stun it. So this is really greedy of me, but I think it's fine. I think at this point I'm gonna get so many cards out of his hand that it's like it's gonna be so much value for this play. Honestly, he might not even have it. He does have it, but now he's fucked. So we're gonna pass. Yeah, so now sure he can do leader ability, but he's still on 9. Like it's and he threw away a bunch of good cards here, like because he had to, right? He had to live. We're gonna see. I mean, he has to leader ability and pass here, I think, because like otherwise, or like leader ability and swing, obviously. I think if he brings out stuff, I win. I don't have another Sicilian, so obviously he has 2 targets. Probably doesn't have the babies to play it even. Maybe the ace. Actually, he has a lot of Dawn left still. He can actually probably do a lot of things. Go ace. And then probably keep Luffy in life. He'll be at 7. He's going to swing 9. And he can swing 9. Yeah, he can actually do a lot of here. He's going to go incredibly hard into this, but also keeping up the ace. I really do want to save this card here, but I think it is a huge misplay. We can go 10. We can actually save it. We can actually afford to save it, but he will go 7 at it right after anyways, because he keeps these 2 done up. Maybe I shouldn't have swung with Pedro, actually. I guess I'll just let it go. We can then defend. We can defend this Pedro instead. Okay, interesting. That's you don't know the deck. Okay, so this guy doesn't know how that interaction works, which is a little bit unfortunate on his end. Basically, what happens when you have a face... yeah, so now he gives up. What happens when you have a face-up life card in Black Yellow Luffy is that when you put the top or bottom card of your life pile into your hand, that that doesn't go into your hand because this guy says that it goes to your bottom of your deck, which means you don't pay for the cost, which means you actually just don't get to put a card into your life. So he clearly didn't know about that interaction, which is interesting. But we won nonetheless. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. He wasn't in an unwinnable situation again. All right, got another black yellow Luffy here. We are gonna mulligan this because we don't have anything low to go. We need a Sicilian. Is that gonna have to work? Usually you want to see Milky or Wanda on turn 1, but I mean you can't always get what you want in this game. We have Pedro for turn 2, which is good. Here he's probably gonna swing 8 at face and pass, if I know this deck right. He has really aggressively, surely not. Why would you do? I'm gonna risk that, dude. Okay, so I'm thinking that this guy doesn't know the matchup. I could use this to just rest to deal with the Flampe too, but I don't think that's worth it. I mean, it's not worth it, but it's fun. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna actually swing 3 into him because we're gonna play the Pedro this turn anyways. So if he wants to defend this, he can. Yes. So that's obviously a huge misplay on his end. That's really poorly planned. Obviously, this is the sim. At the end of the day, not everyone is going to be super competitive. But I can confirm that I have played the ranked sim as well. The only reason I'm not on ranked right now is because I want to specifically play against Black Yellow Luffy to prove my point. But on this ranked sim, I have gone undefeated against Black Yellow Luffy for probably 10-15 games. He's gonna go into here. I'm thinking I can kill this turn if I just block and let it go. But he's just gonna swing into. Actually, I think I'd rather just keep this on board stunned rather than. Yeah, that's another stunner. That's great. Another one. Yes, I think here we'd go Wanda. Carrot is great, so we don't have to waste our abilities on like playing the Bonnie. You rather, like, when you have a target that's under 7, you want to make sure it's Carrot, right? Because Carrot actually has value after it hits the board. Whereas like Bonnie, yeah, Bonnie can hit a bigger target and or rest a Dawn, so she has more value in hand. We are gonna just swing 5 into this Flampe, and we're gonna stun the ace, and we're gonna pass. We're gonna be on 8 next turn, so we can go Rocinante into Bonnie. So whatever he plays this turn, I'm gonna rest it, and we'll stun both of them. It's the Kuzan. He's gonna go 8 into my life here, it seems. He does that again? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, this game is over. I'm actually gonna counter this one just because he swung 6 instead of 8. We're gonna rest. We're gonna go with life here. No, not risk it. We'll go 6 at Kuzan. See if he saves it. Doesn't. Okay, so now I actually don't even need Bonnie. I can use Bonnie to rest a keep one of his Don rested instead. We're gonna keep it at 1. I think going down to taking him down to 1 here is fine. He's not a threat. Like, he's not doing anything with the cards in his hand. So we can play a little bit more non-competitive here, as we could tell very early when he played down like Savos and stuff, that this is not gonna be it. We'll see where this goes. He does get Rocket Luffy, so he does have removal for my Pedro. Looks like he's gonna take this last life and do some kind of leader ability stuff. Maybe we see the Luffy. This is Rocket Luffy. Maybe we see the other Luffy come down though. He has left 5 up. We can do Luffy, take this last life. I mean, hopefully in his end, it's probably rather something like Flampe, or maybe even a Hiyori, and he concedes. Yeah, fair.